Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Volley Rally. Today, I'm joined by Liza again, our VP of Customer Success. For those of you who don't know her, Liza, how are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Awesome. Doing good. Excited to talk about this. Liza's joining us to walk us through something that isn't being utilized by some of our accounts, and she definitely feels like it will make their lives easier. So today, we're going to be talking about the Enroller Run Page. Liza, what's the Enroller Run Page?
The Enroller Run page is a beefed up version of the Enroller Run tab that if you're an OG on Volley, you used to see when you imported a list. So you'd go to admin, you'd go to data imports, you'd load your list in. There was a tab on that page that showed you each individual customer, whether or not they were successfully enrolled into your campaign and why. We kind of took the idea of that page and expanded on it and blew it up and made it available across all types of enrollments, not just your list imports anymore. So it lives in a new place, and I want to walk you through it. So I will share my screen and show you where it lives first, and then I have one open. So from admin, you have under the data column, you have enroller runs right here. I'm trying to highlight it. There we go. Enroller runs, that will take you to an index page where you can view every single enrollment activity in Volley. So you will see for every single campaign that you have a run schedule, there is an enroller run event that you can view. So that's where a couple of these, campaigns where I have run schedules that they're not enrolling anyone. You see these right at the top. I have one open already. It's this due for service campaign that I want to walk you through. But to open up an individual run to kind of do the deeper dive into a particular list or a run schedule that you ran, you can click on the little eye icon. So I already have it open. And it's breaking down for you the different stages of that enrollment and how many customers qualified at each stage, how you went from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, and you reached that final number of customers that were successfully enrolled into your campaign. So when you open up the page, it gives you a summary view. This will kind of give you a pretty funnel view where you can watch that number kind of shrink and shrink to your desired audience. You can also view events, so you can see the timestamps between or the timestamps on each of those enrollment activities. So just kind of an overview on this page. Favorite tabs, query parameters, and potentials. So the query parameters tab is going to display for you a box, I'll call it, for each query parameter that you have set on your campaign, if it's running via query parameters via run schedule, and you'll see how many customers qualified for each of those criteria. So that's interesting to look at, right? We know that our query parameters stack. I have my query parameters in order. So this one is listed first. This query parameter is listed second. So my first query parameter, there were 472 customers who met that criteria. Of those 472, 449 met my second criteria. I know that for for my customers to qualify to enroll, they have to meet both criteria. So it's not 472 plus 449. It's 472 through the first filter. And then by the time I get through the second filter, I'm left with 449. So that's what brings me to my potentials page. Potentials are all, in this case, 449 customers who met both of my query parameters. And I can look through each individual customer and see if they met my other enrollment criteria. So this is things like, marketing exclusion, your opt-out, your Q check. So yes, they met my query parameter criteria, but do they have a valid phone number? Are they already in my campaign? So I don't want to create a duplicate. These are those standard criteria. This is what you would have seen on the original Enroller Run tab. So now obviously you have a lot more visibility. So if I scroll down, I can see each individual customer. You can also filter here. So if I want to look specifically for people who did not get enrolled, I can filter for error. And I can see what check a lot of these people failed. So I've got a few that failed marketing exclusion, a few that were opted out, a chunk that failed my Q check. So they had already been enrolled into my campaign. I'm not creating duplicates. So all good there. Last tab then is my campaign customers tab. Similarly to potentials, it's going to show me each customer that was successfully enrolled from this enroller run event and their status in the queue. So my records were just fresh enrolled, so they're all just still sitting in the queue. As my team works through these records, I'll see these records expire. I can see why they expired, when they were expired, what that last communication disposition was, and then whether or not there was an appointment created for this particular enrollment for this particular customer. So this page will update as your team works through that queue. Lots more. That's why I said we kind of, I think we said we beefed it out, whatever I said. So lots more detail here than we had on the original screen, but inspired by that original screen. Just good information for you.
It's certainly great information. And those of you who are watching, definitely reach out to your Volley rep or Liza directly. Let them know if you want to be walked through some of your numbers and look at some of these in more detail. And they can certainly let you know some of the things you should be looking out for on this page and some of the information you should be trying to keep track of. Liza, thanks so much for joining us today to walk us through this. Have a fantastic day.
All right.